Hey guys, Brandon Johnson here again, and thanks for joining me. Today we're looking at Jimmie's Texas Blues. This is an old Jimmie Rodgers song that was originally recorded in the late 1920s, if you can believe that. It was covered by Doc Watson, and this is kind of the Doc Watson version of Jimmie's song. There's a lot of different kinds of blues. There's Delta blues, there's Southern blues. This is like a Texas or like a country blues. It's got a lot of really cool bluesy licks in it. There's some seventh chords thrown in there. And this song follows the classic 12-bar blues chord progression. And then there's also a turnaround lick, which is kind of like a traditional bluesy turnaround lick that I'm sure you've heard in a bunch of different songs. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's check it out. All right, let's take a look at the Texas Blues. We're playing this song in the key of D, because we're capoed up 2, but we're playing it out of the C position. So right here, that's actually a D note. We're playing it out of the C position. And when we start this song, the beginning of measure number 1 is going to actually start on the 3 count. So when we're counting into this song, you're going to start on the 3 count, and that's kind of a little bit of a pickup into the first measure, kind of a standard blues pickup. And this blues melody, while it is very bluesy, it still follows that C major chord position, that C major chord form right here. So we're going to start on a downstroke on the 3rd fret A string. Trying to do alternating picking as much as we can here. So we're starting with a downstroke followed by an upstroke. So after that 8th note rest, we're going to play another one. We're going to play another index finger on the 1st fret B string. And then with our ring finger, we're going to go to the G string 3rd fret. All right, let's take a look at measure number 1, start to finish. And remember, we're coming in on the 3 count, so I'll do a double count before we start this measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Okay, in measure number 2, we're kind of copying what the theme or the overall feel of measure number 1. We're playing a very similar melody, but instead of doing the full walk up, so instead of doing, we're just going to go. So we're going from the 3rd fret A string, and we're jumping all the way up, doing a little bit of cross picking. We're jumping all the way up to the B string 1st fret. So it's a downstroke on the A string, followed by an upstroke on the B string. And we have a double there, so we play that twice. We play that B string 1st fret twice. And then we go with our ring finger to the 3rd fret G string. Okay, that's the beginning of resolve, which is going to take place in measure number 3 when we resolve back on the C. Okay, now let's take a look at measure number 2, start to finish. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. All right, now let's take a look at measures 1 and 2 together, start to finish. And remember, we're coming in on the third count out of 4, just on this first measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. One, two, three, four, 2, 2, 3. Okay, and looking at measure number 3, we're basically playing a C7 chord. And we're resolving out of measure number 2, so we're resolving on that C, coming out of measure number 2. So we're starting on the 3rd fret A string, and then we're going immediately into what would be a C7 chord shape, or technically it would be a D7, because we're in the key of D, but since we're capoed up, we're playing a C7 chord shape, which consists of these notes. We're doing 1 upstroke on that C note, followed by 2 downstrokes on the C7 chord. Okay, and after we hit that C7 chord twice, we're going to start a little walk up going into measure number 4. So we're going to land on the 3rd fret E string to open to 2. And then at the beginning of measure number 4, we're going to land back on that C. So we're starting with an upstroke on the C note, measure number 3, followed by 2 downstrokes on the C7 chord, and then the beginning of a walk up going into measure number 4. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Okay, so measure number 4 is very similar to measure number 3. We're landing on an upstroke on that C note again, followed by 2 downstrokes on the C7 chord again. It's going to be... All right, let's take a look at measures 3 and 4 together all the way through. So measures 3 and 4 are nearly identical, except you're just not going to have that walk up at the end of measure number 3 at the end of measure number 4. So measure number 4 is just going to end with the solid C7 chord. And there's a rest at the end of that measure, which is going to give you a chance to go into measure number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's take a look at the entire first part of this song. So that's measures 1 through 4, all the way through. And we're going to start on the 3 count on the first measure, so we can leave room for that little pickup at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3.